And as we told you yesterday, right now there are 500,000 pounds of supplies at the IX Center destined for Puerto Rico. The problem, getting it there. Andrew Horansky joined us now. And Andrew, let me ask you, are we any closer to moving out those donations?
Well, it appears to be, Russ, because after that story ran last night, we heard from many of our viewers through emails and on Twitter, and we reached out to try to help get some answers. We reached out to our local sports teams, major airlines, every nonprofit we could think of that might be able to help with this, even celebrities, Russ. And although that stuff is still in here behind me, again, we are in a much better place now than we were last night.
In the wake of last night's news, we've been pursuing nearly every option we can to get more than 500 pallets of relief supplies out of the IX Center and into the hands of Puerto Rico's hurricane victims. They were collected by local Latino groups who ended up with more donations than they ever imagined.
Food, accessories like toothpaste and Pampers and women's products.
When their transportation plan fell through, they turned to us for help to run a story, and we turned to you, our viewers, who shared us on Twitter with everyone from Lin-Manuel Miranda to Geraldo Rivera, even gave us ideas on who we could ask. Today, we got a tweet back from reality star Bethany Frankel, who's been working in Puerto Rico and who put us in touch with a Miami-based businessman and humanitarian who may help. We've also been in touch with nonprofit groups, not just here in Cleveland, but in Pittsburgh and Houston. There isn't a plan to get this out yet, but tonight, those who collected this say they're still hopeful, just as they were yesterday.
I guarantee you we're gonna make it.
Because no one seems to be giving up.
Now, I spent much of today on conference calls trying to figure out logistics with different agencies. Russ, this really is not an easy thing to do. But again, we are a step closer. We may have some options that we can share with our viewers, just as we've shared that frustration that you have so many items here at the IX Center within view of Hopkins Airport, and yet they're still on the ground.
So many hurdles. Drew, let me ask you, in terms of cost, any idea at this point how much it's going to cost to get all that stuff there?
Well, some good news. The cost has come down from what we were looking at last night. Again, we were telling you how the woman in that story had priced out about $250,000 to ship it through places like FedEx and DHL. We've gotten some estimates that are a little bit lower, depending on whether you truck things to a certain city, ship them out. Costs much lower tonight, $75,000 to $100,000 range. But again, depending on which way we go. And at that point, we still don't know that yet. We will let you know when we do.
And then, of course, potentially shipping, another issue with the Jones Act and whatnot. But that's another discussion.
That's right.
All right, Drew, thank you so much.